Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm Rae Lashea, I'm your host, and today I have joining me this amazing educator, prayer warrior, and vocalist, Valerie Clark, who will be joining us shortly. This is the intro called In the Garden on one of her CDs, Jesus on the Main Line, and we'll also hear another
that you were admonished to read come from Philippians chapter 4.
We'll also hear another song from her new album, He Fights For Me. In the meanwhile, please subscribe to my page, Rae Lashea. Visit me at lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. That's lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. And put your email address in so you can get the free PDF, Miracle Makers Roadmap. And Miss Lee will be with us momentarily. Got some other stuff going on for a hot second. Gotta skip this ad. I have to get paid for this red one. Okay, that's for later. So we're waiting on Miss Lee, which is what I call her. We met, in 2005 at the school we worked at together. And she's joining us now. So please welcome Val.
Oh, hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm okay. Let me brighten up my face so you can see me.
You look
I guess.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Trying to look like you. Let me take off my glasses. That might help a little bit with the glare. Okay. All right. Can you see me?
I can.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's happening. I'm short, y'all, so trying to get my life. Okay. Okay.
Well, you just had a birthday, so happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, it was yesterday. So I'm excited. 50 years old. Never thought 50.
Fit and fabulous 50. You look
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
And I was just informing folks that we used to work together at a school, but if you would please introduce yourself, let people know who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Valerie Lee. I am a woman who has a lot to do. My profession is that I'm a teacher. I teach middle school children. I'm currently teaching 6th and 8th grade because of the pandemic. So I'm teaching science lab and I'm teaching health. But prior to the pandemic, I was a dean. So I was enjoying my deaning, if you will. But of course, everything kind of got switched around. So I'm an educator, a mom of 2 children, 2 beautiful girls. I am a woman of God, woman of prayer. I have a lot of different things going on, which we can talk about tonight. But ultimately, I'm just a servant, and I do whatever God tells me to do.
So one of the things I really admire about you is how often you give God the glory.
Yeah. Well, my life is that.
And you also are Christian, obviously, but without being super churchy. Like, I never feel judged in your presence. I never feel, like a sinner in your presence. But all the while, you are still, praising God and saying, this is where it's at. How do you balance being in the world, but still maintaining your faith and being so divine?
Well, one of the things, when you come to Christ, you're trying to kind of live a life, of course, that's pleasing to him. And so you're learning different things, you're learning the scriptures, and sometimes the church or the religion of it, if you will, makes you think that you have to do certain things, right? And the whole point is that you're supposed to give your heart to him and you're supposed to live a life. And so it is a daily walk. And so I learned that for myself without feeling the pressure, or I always ask a lot of questions like, well, why y'all do what y'all do? Why do we have to do this? As opposed to, let's just do it, right? And so once I understood that God wants us, but he wants us the way we are, but he wants to change us to be better and not according to man's standards, but according to his standards, then I kind of was free from the pretense of
Right.
religiosity or what you think Christianity is. Because I was born in the church and all of that, so I know church, right? But
Right.
when I would, talk to people and they were a sinner, right? So they know that they are alcoholic, they are an abuser, whatever it is, an opportunity came for me to talk to them. I always talk to them where they were, to say that none of us have done this thing right. We are all messed up, right? But he loves us. And because he loves you, he wants your life. He wants you to do everything that his glory is what is given, as opposed to, well, it's about me. I'm beautiful, I have a business. And so I think the gifts that we have are for his glory, but we get it twisted because we don't want to kind of accept or include the divine, if you will. You
Right.
think it's you, and it is you, but you're a vessel.
Right. Right.
Vessel.
There is no us without him.
There you go. There you go.
Now, because of that, your beliefs and your philosophy in that, you have created a prayer line.
Yes.
Now,
so you want me? Okay. So the prayer line is called 15 Minutes with Him. It started I was recently talking about it. It started in 2017. And it came about because a lot of women will call me and ask me questions. How do I do this? And I'm struggling with that. And, just a variety of issues. But it became like consistent. It was like every day. I mean, I'm a teacher, so I'm at work and I'm getting text messages. My phone is blowing up and I'm saying, okay, something is going on. So I said, okay, well, I need to do something because I used to teach Bible study for women and that had not been happening at the moment. So I said, Lord, I need something. What can I do? And I said, well, I guess I could do the prayer line like I did some years back. And I said, well, is it going to be the same way? And so I know some people are listening like, so you talking to God like that? Mm-hmm. But he impresses things upon me. And so I said, is it going to be 30 minutes? Because that's what the former prayer line was. And he said 15. So I said 15. What's 15 minutes? That's not really enough time. But it is enough time because there's 8 minutes, if you will, of like a teaching, and then 7 minutes, if you will, of prayer. And then we close out. We start on Mondays. We also meet on Fridays from 5:45 in the morning to 6 a.m. And so it's like a way to begin your week and a way to end the week with him. At the same time, addressing different issues and praying in a format that's not necessarily like a back and forth, but people are hearing what the Lord has given me for that particular month. So.
Wow, that's amazing. Let me welcome a few people who have joined us this afternoon. Mr. Graham 32, Kyle Allman Jr.
Oh, my nephew. Hi, nephew.
Sensation 114.
My sister.
Mona Lisa 22. Musical 294. Kalima 42.
Kalima. Hi, Kalima.
And Clarence Young Jr. and D112 Williams. Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm your host, Rae Lashea. I'm here with Valerie Lee, who is an educator, a prayer warrior, and a vocalist. And we are going through, amongst other things, and let's not forget a devoted mother of two beautiful girls. So you were doing the prayer line, and that kind of transition shaped, morphed into, because you have a beautiful voice, some CDs that came out of it. Can you
Yes.
please tell us how that came about?
Yes. So the prayer line, I taped all the prayers. So I had maybe 100 and something at that time. And I was walking through my home and I heard the Lord say, "You're going to do a prayer CD." So I said, "Prayer CD?" I said, "Lord, they don't listen to CDs anymore." So I come, you want me to do a prayer CD? But nonetheless, said a prayer CD. So I felt that, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I said, well, who do I talk to? Because I know so many people, because I know people in the industry, different producers, musicians. And he said, David Wright. And so David Wright, for people that don't know, he's a pastor, but he also is the owner of Godfather Records. And so he has a gospel record company, and, and I'm like, okay, but you don't go to a record company and say, hey, I want to do a prayer CD. Can I come on your label? So I didn't really know how that was going to come about, but I did reach out to him. And we kind of knew each other in passing, but not in terms of like really being friends or being associates. And so when I called him, I said, I want to do a prayer CD. And he's just kind of like, okay. So I said, like, is that something that you could help me with? And so he said, so what do you want to do? Do you want to go into the studio and you pray and then I record it? I said, oh, no, I have prayers taped. He said, well, how many do you have? And at the time I had 130 prayers taped. And he goes, you have 130 prayers? I'm like,
right.
Yeah. So he goes, okay, so let me hear some of it. And he goes, oh, okay, so choose about like 7 of them that you like, and then we can kind of edit them and then put it on the CD. So I said, okay. So he was like, well, we'll come back and we'll reconvene. So then some months passed, and when I came back to meet him, I said, by the way, I wrote a song. You think I could put the song on the CD? So he said, well, let me hear it. So I had to sing it in the office, and he said, yeah, that's good. That's about 3 minutes, and that can go right smack dead into the CD. And so it came about, including hymns, instrumental hymns. I love hymns. And so he played my favorite hymns in between the prayers and the teachings. And so we have 17 tracks on that first prayer CD, and that's the only prayer CD on his record label. So that's another reason why he liked it. He was like, this will be great, and it's called Jesus on the Main Line, and that came out, my birthday, of course, was yesterday, but it came out 2018 on March 27th. So it was like a birthday gift. I had a whole CD release party at my friend's gallery, Richard Beavis Gallery, and it was just great. It was great, and it wasn't something I thought of. It just kind of came about because of something that I was already doing.
I've released most of my books on my birthday because it's just so much fun. It's unforgettable. It's a party, and it's wonderful. So that is awesome. And if you've never heard Valerie pray, you're missing out, because she's a powerful prayer warrior. And if you haven't gotten a chance to hear Jesus on the Main Line, you can. There's some you can find on YouTube, but I would definitely suggest that you actually order the CD. Do you have that in front of you?
Yes, I do. Here it is. Jesus on the Main Line.
I have a copy, but I don't have the case in front of me. And where can people find that?
So you can actually contact me directly. Of course, everybody uses Cash App, but I'm Cash App $ Clarkie the Lady, CLARKIE THELADY, and it's $10, but it's $4 for shipping, so $14. But it's something that can help you, because a lot of people will say things like, I don't know how to pray, right? And so my thing is, prayer is talking to God. So you do know how to pray. You're just remembering what you heard someone else say when they prayed. And so you try to emulate that, but you're supposed to have your own way to talk to him. And so I just think it's a great guide for you, because you can play the CD and then you can pray the CD, right, with me while I'm praying. But at the same time, you can develop your own prayer life because of the prayer CD. So something that can bless you.
And so then just about 2 years later, you came out with He Fights for Me.
He Fights for Me. Yes. So that's it. Yep.
Ah. And it has a prayer on this one as well, and also another song with. Is that your daughter at the end?
That's my daughter, my youngest
Oh,
daughter,
melted
Sinai.
melted my heart. She has a beautiful voice too.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Yep.
how did this one? What inspired you for this one, and what was the process for creating this CD?
So after Jesus on the Main Line came out, of course, that was 2018. And Pastor Dave, he said, I didn't realize, that Sister Val, which is what he calls me, she's a songwriter too. So I just would write. And so I wrote about 7 songs. And I just, I would be singing in the house, get a beat, a groove, have a drive. And I wrote He Fights for Me while I was cleaning one Saturday morning. And I'm like, yeah, he does fight for me, because I began to think about all the things that I have gone through, and I would like to maybe hurt somebody because of what they did, or tell somebody off or whatever, but God never let me handle it that way. So I was like, you know what? Even though people have done me wrong, people have smiled in my face, people have said they love me, they care about me, I never had to become this other person. I was still Valerie. It didn't mean that I didn't get upset. It didn't mean I didn't get angry, but I didn't have to resort to violence, because I knew you said that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and it's for me to repay. So when God takes care of your enemies or your frenemies, whoever it is that they do you wrong, he does it right, and he does it well. And you don't ever have to feel like, well, I caused that person's harm or demise. He takes care of it. And so I was like, you know what? He fights for me. And I just began to sing, and I began to think about people in the Bible that God fought for. So in the song, you'll hear me talk about Daniel. You hear me talk about Hannah, who she couldn't have a baby. It's not necessarily fighting in a war. It's fighting for the things that you want, that it seems like it can't happen, but God fights for us. And so that came about. I went back to Pastor Dave. I'm like, I got another song. And he's like, okay, let me hear it. And when I played it, or sang it rather, he was like, okay. He said, we could groove with this one. Yeah. We'll get backup singers. We'll have a full band. And I'm like, okay, And so we went into the studio in November, and it was released on Christmas Day.
Oh, how beautiful. And it is groovy. It is catchy. It is toe tapping, finger snapping. Like, you don't feel like, and there's Hallelujah on Jesus on the Main Line, and it's beautiful, but it sounds like you're in church, whereas this one sounds like it could be in the club, but you're still praising God.
Hey.
And I am going to play that one to close us out. Okay. What advice would you give to people who are struggling between trying to do what's right, but continuously walking that other path?
Okay. So first and foremost, breathe, right? Breathe. Everybody needs to take a moment to breathe, because we are currently in a time where you are on a pause, if you will, right? We know of people who are working from home, and we're still living, but you're so used to doing and moving and always on the go. And so now you have to take a time of reflection of yourself, right? And so for many people, it's too much. They don't like themselves. They don't like the alone time, if you will, because it's almost like the sound of nothing is deafening for them. And so I would say, those that are seeking a journey, there's a lot of people who are looking for God in all the different places, right? Because I'm not going to say wrong, because we know that God can take what looks like a mess and he could bless it, right? But I would encourage you to seek out God. Like, who are you? I know about church, I know about religions, I know about denominations, but who are you? And then we pray that you will bump into Jesus, right? And the way you bump into Jesus is not that someone is shoving him down your throat, but that there is a reflection of him in that person, so that you might say, tell me more about your Jesus, your Savior, your Lord. And so if I feel like religion is regimented, that is going to make me run, because I'm going to say, well, no, I'm not good enough. But God loves you. He loves you. So I would say to anyone struggling, take a pause, breathe, ask the Lord, like, who are you? Show yourself to me. God is so big, right? And unfortunately, because we're humans, we try to put him in a box where he got to look this way, he got to come that way. You know, I hear everybody, whether he's a man or if he's a woman, well, all of it, he's a son, he's the goddess, he's whatever, right? He's God. He's Jehovah God. And because he's Jehovah God, he's able to deal with your stuff. He's able to deal with your questions. He's able to deal with even your frustrations of what happened when people were supposed to be guiding you concerning God and they messed up, because humans are faulty. And when you look at people to make a determination if that's supposed to be what godliness is, I don't want it.
Right.
I don't want it. Right. So I try to make sure that I present him through me as me. Right. So I don't, people say they curse. I got students, they cuss like sailors, but even my kids, I don't say to them, don't curse, you're terrible. They see the Christ in me and they'll say, yo, Miss Lee, my bad. I'm sorry.
Right.
Or people who drink or smoke, whatever. I never say to them, stop drinking, stop smoking in front of me because I'm a holy woman. The light of God is in me, that they feel his presence. Not because I'm worthy, but because he lives in me. So they will say, excuse me, I'm sorry, and I'm like, look, go ahead and drink. I'm still going to pray for you. So it doesn't matter. So my thing is just be you, but definitely seek God, find out who he is. You want to email me? Email me. I'll talk to you. It's fine, but I'm not going to judge you because God has enough people that have done that already. The judgment place is insane, and that's why people are running from church. And so when I hear people say, Sister Val, you talk about God and pray, and you might be the real deal, but I don't like going to church. I said, me neither. And they go, what? They said, what? Something's wrong. I said, because I understand what people do when you go into church. They're looking at you, right? You got somebody that look like, what you say, a bum, or, they look terrible. They don't look the way you expect them to look. And they might be loaded, but
Right.
You would never know.
Right.
Because you're so busy making a judgment. I got to have on this heel and this has to match that pocket. What is that? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. So
say, come as you are.
Come as you are. Come as you are.
And as you're saying this, I would offer to people, if you're that person who's doing the judging, check that out, check yourself, and it might not be intentional. It might just be because that's what we grew up with. That's what we saw other people doing. And so now you're in the position to judge when someone else walks in with a short skirt or a baggy pants, So just make sure that you're not on the other side of that.
Absolutely.
Let's say hello to a few people who joined us. Rel Bayona, Silence, Dr. Ty Stevenson, and A. Campbell's. Welcome to Miracle Mondays with Rae Lashea. I'm your host. I'm here with Valerie Lee. If you haven't, please visit my website at lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. That's lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. You can put your email address in so that you can receive the free PDF Miracle Makers Roadmap, as well as check out the books that I have for sale online. Now, we only have a few more minutes.
Okay.
What would you like to offer people? Oh, first of all, once again, let people know where they can find He Fights For Me, as well as Jesus on the Main Line.
Okay, so both CDs, you can contact me. So my email address is clarkiethelady@gmail.com. So Clarkie, ClarkieTheLady@gmail.com. Both CDs separately are $10 a piece, also with the $4 shipping, so it's $14. And if you just want to buy it because you're like, okay, I trust Rae Lashea and I don't know who this little brown lady is on the other side, but I need to buy her CD. I need to buy both of the CDs. You can cash at me at Clarkie, the $ Clarkie the Lady. And again, of course, it's $14 for each CD. So definitely come on, purchase it. I'll send it out to you. You send me your address. I'm not coming to your house. And You can play the CD and you can be blessed by it. And then you can send me a text message or something and say, I really enjoyed it. It blessed me. And so I hope it will be a blessing to you.
They are beautiful CDs. They come with a little, well, mine came with a little pizzazz, a little confetti like thing. So that was really fun. They are inspirational. They are, like I said, they give you a feeling, and music should do that anyway. And so I enjoy listening to the prayers. I enjoy definitely listening to the new CD. Like I said, and we're going to play one of the songs because it has a great tune. What are some final words you'd like to give to those who have joined us and those who will listen at a later date?
So, thank you for those that definitely support me. Whatever I tend to do, the Lord is just opening doors. And so I'm honored to be here with Rae Lashea today. We were colleagues working in the school system for years, and we used to do a dance in the hallway when we would see each other. And I would be like, hey,
Miss
Rachel,
Miss Lee,
Miss Lee. And exactly what we're doing here on this platform is what we did in the hallway. And all the kids would be like, what? like, what's the problem? But that's how we greet each other. And so when she moved on, I don't even remember how you left, but she left, and I was just like, I wonder whatever happened to her. And we just maybe a year or so ago, maybe got reconnected, and I'm so glad because she's just so beautiful. Isn't she beautiful, y'all? She's so pretty.
Thank you.
She's beautiful. She's brilliant. She has books, and one of the books she has is it is spicy. Okay, now I know I'm a lover of God, but when I tell you, I had to clutch my pearls when I read that book. I read it though. I sure did.
I said that's Black Asia, the erotica novel, and she said I'm thinking about getting it. I said, now hold on, Miss Lee. I don't know if this is the book for you.
That's what she said. She said, no, I don't know if you sure you want it. I said, yes, I'm gonna support you, but I want to read the book. I think I read the first 10 chapters the first time I finally picked it up. And I closed the book and I looked around because I said, well, Lord, did you see what I'm reading, Jesus? Oh, Lord. And I kept saying,
it's spicy.
Can't wait to read the rest. It's spicy, but it was excellent. So I'm just saying that for y'all that know how to balance, right? Because if it's going to take you over the top, don't read the book. Buy the book, give it to somebody else. But if it's going to make you sin, no. I was good, but I did have to take a little break. But anyway,
then 52 weeks of miracles are for those folks. Get the miracles book.
Get the miracle book. Yes, but just thank you, for the support. Thank you for the prayers as the Lord opens doors for me, just to encourage people to just live and not die. One of the ways He's done that is to allow me to have my own radio show, and that is every Wednesday on wordupradio.org. At 6:30 p.m. you can go online. It's an internet radio station. And so it's every Wednesday with my show called Lee's Life's Lessons. And I talk about different topics, but of course I am connecting it to the Bible. So I hope you can join me. Again, it's wordupradio.org every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.
That's awesome. That's amazing that you were offered that you were given that. And I mean, it's amazing because you're amazing, but it's not like unbelievable. Right? Because God, through anything, God is possible. And so wordupradio.org.
Yep.
6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. And the title of your segment is?
It's called Lee's Life's Lessons.
Leeds.
Uh-huh.
Leeds Life Lessons. Thank you so much, Valerie Lee, for being here with me today. Folks, get in touch with her, clarkythelady@gmail.com, Cash App, Clarky the Lady. He fights for me, as well as Jesus on the Main Line. If you can hear, I am playing this. He fights for me. As we close out, I'm here every Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Of course, next week we'll have another fantastic guest. Visit me at lessproblemsmoremiracles.com. And until next time, have a miraculous week.
Bye. Good evening.
God's on the throne, He will fight for me. He's got my back, and I know that that's a fact. Oh, God is on the throne, He will fight for me. He's got my back. Oh, and I know that that's a fact.
Yay!
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love you, Miss Lee. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And again, have a miraculous day. Bye.
Bye.